Okay, what about now? We've got it now. Okay, we are up. Well, I do apologise for the issues there. Unfortunately, we've had some sound issues this evening, e.g. we didn't have any sound. So apologies for that for those of you that are watching and thinking, oh, this is looking good, but nobody's telling us what's happening. So I am back online now. So just to run through this, so we're almost 3/4 of the way through Q1. And as it stands at this moment in time, we have our front runner, which is Bo F1 in the Ferrari, with a time of 1:29.6. Gamble coming through in second there, with a time of 1:29.795. Driving for McLaren. Rim with a time of 1:30.132, and Rim is driving with the
Ferrari.
Ferrari.
Red Bull.
Not sorry, Ferrari. Red Bull. I do apologise. And we've got Bass F1 for the Ferrari, 30.4. Stoner on a 1:30.5 for Haas. Buddha in the Renault on a 1:30.5. Slim Shamey in the Williams on 1:30.6. And Portmer coming in there with the Mercedes on a 1:30.6. Slacky on a 1:30.85. Slacky in the second Renault there. And then we have in 10th position is Michael in the Mercedes, and he's on the 1:30. So 5 minutes to go of this session. We did have the Ash drivers going out initially on the soft tyres. So whether they're just looking to a little bit wear in on those tyres for the main race, which they can obviously do. So I think they only went out for about a couple of laps on that one. So undoubtedly that's what they were looking to. Q1, we're going to be going from our 17 drivers. We are doing obviously 3 Qs, I take it, Q1, Q2 and Q3.
Here in this qualifier they will drop down 2 drivers.
So we are going to go Q2, we're going to be down to 10 drivers. Sorry, 15 drivers. Inside the top 10, and then for Q3 we'll be doing the final 10. So that'll be for their grid positions for the actual start of the race itself. So we're with Bo at this moment in time, who has so far set the fastest lap with 1:29.6. Gamble's in the pit at the moment. We've got Bass's teammate who's out. And we've got Slim Shamey there in the Williams, also still out. Slacky in the Renault. Anga Nicky there, coming up in the Force India. Let's just stay with Anga Nicky here. We're going through turns 5, 6 and 7. So coming down to turn 8 now, so hard turn there. Coming up to the start of this straight, so we're on 14, 15 here. Back straight, so we just come through 10, 13. So here we are with Martin BMW now in the Toro Rosso. Start finish straight, coming up to turn 1. So right-handed to turn 1, quite sharp turn, rolling into 2 and then 3. Come along the back straight there, sector 2, approaching turn 4. There's a sharp right hand turn there, and we roll round to the right hand side through turns 5, 6 and 7. Wrong foot the drivers quite easily on this one here. Coming down to turn 8, hairpin turn there, going round, turn 7, 6, 5, just a very quick run here, and then you've got to slam the brakes on for turn 10 there. Come along the back straight. So we're now running between turn 10 and 11, sector 1. Got DRS points obviously. As we run now with Martin to see if he can improve on that 131. Really wants to get 130 sub. Comes down start finish straight now. He's pulled it back. He's improved slightly, but not a huge amount there. We still only have 1 minute left, so really it's the runners are out at this moment in time. What I wanted to do is go through the stats as we have it at this moment in time with regards to the drivers. So P1 almost coming to an end now. The Force India there of Anganiki. Anganiki really wants to try and improve on this time if he wants to get into that top 10 for Q3. He's into Q2, so not too many worries or problems there, obviously. So unfortunately, we had Swoof. Looks like he's actually been disqualified. And we also have Miguel at the moment running in 16th position with a 132.826. Both those drivers are out, so our 15 drivers as we come through now to Q2. We have Bo F1 in the Ferrari, Gamble in the McLaren, Bass in the second Ferrari, Grim for Red Bull, Slim Shamy in the Williams, Slacky in the Renault, Stoner in the Haas, Buddha in the Renault, Portma in the Mercedes, his teammate Micah in Mercedes in 10th, Anganiki in the Force India in the 11th, 12 Phenomenon, 13 Toro Rosso, 14 John F1 in the Haas, and 15 we have Boyke in the Sauber. So we're now going to go through to Q2. So with these 15 drivers, we're going to be going down to the 10 drivers for Q3 to decide the pole positions there. So again, we have a 15-minute session. Drivers now just getting their car set up, getting all ready. So as I was saying earlier, with regards to this track, 57 laps is the race distance. To give you some stats on the real world racing, effectively. Most wins has been Fernando Alonso with 3, and Sebastian Vettel with 3 wins also. Most wins from the constructors' point of view has been the Ferrari. The track length is 5.412 kilometres, so just over 3.3 miles. And the drivers will be racing about 308 kilometres this evening. Obviously, if there are any issues going off the track extractor, that might go up a bit, and as I said, that is obviously 57 laps. The pole position for last year was taken in the real world by Valtteri Bottas in the Mercedes with a 128.769, and the race for 2017 was won by Ferrari, Sebastian Vettel with a 133. Lewis Hamilton came in second with a 140, and Valtteri Bottas with a 153. The fastest lap during the race was actually set by Lewis Hamilton in the Mercedes with a 132.798. Now, obviously, with regards to this, we do get pretty close, certainly, to real world times. Close enough to make it a reasonable simulation. I would suggest that we're probably going to be looking at I would think for the final session. We might see some 129s on this session, but let's see what's happening. We've got Mercedes going out there. Mercedes coming out there of Mikehead. We'll follow him on his outlap there. Nobody set a time as yet. We do have Ferrari of Vass. Should be coming in.
Yeah, I mean.
So we're following the Mercedes here, as I said, coming down the back turns. So we're coming through turn 6, 7. Turn 10, entering the DRS zone there. And turn 11, we sweep right on this one, and then sweep left and then sweep right. So this is sector 1 coming up to turn 13 then. Then have a little straight there, 13 to 14.
Yeah, here are a lot of great opportunities to overtake each other.
Then turns 14 and 15 as they come into the start-finish straight. Slacky has set the fastest time so far with a 130.854, followed by Slacker with 130.93. We have Stoner with 123.8 in first position. Letting Martin pass there. So let's go with Bash now. We've just set a time in the Renault 132.1 phenomenon. The Sauber, fantastic run there, 130.755, so he's taking third place there. Has to a 130.517, so he's actually taken third place and just moved on down to fourth now. We still have the fastest time at this moment, being Stoner in the Haas. His teammate John is still in the pit at the moment, so we're not too sure what he's going to be doing there. We've got our top 9 drivers: Stoner, Gamble, Bass, Phenomenon, Slim Shamy, Snacky, Martin, Big Bad Buddha and Boyke. Just waiting to see who sets the next time now, so we've got a benchmark for the top 10 drivers. John F1 still in the pits, Portner still in the pits, can do. So Portman, Mercedes, both the Mercedes and the Haas there still in the pits. Hi, John. Not looking too bad this evening.
No, definitely not.
So
Everything's running
we've
smooth
got
till now, so...
our top 10 times there. So as I said, I mean, I thought we were going to be looking at a 129 this evening. So we've got Stoner, obviously that's set that fastest time so far.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we're going to see sub 129? Do you think we're going to see any 128s or even less than that? Because obviously Stoner is in the mix
There might be a high 28.8, 28.9, considering the temperatures on the track. Definitely knowing the drivers who can manage to drive their times, there might be a slight possibility.
Okay, well, let's see. We can only but hope that there will be something. So we've got the two DRS zones. So we've got the start-finish straight, which is actually the second DRS. And then we have the first DRS, which is actually in the back straight between turns 10 and 11. As I said, this is a very fast track, so a lot of high-speed turns, a lot of weaving. This can obviously wrong foot the car and the driver, as we can see there, unfortunately for Boyke, as he was coming through there. I think it was turn 8. So we will be joined later on this evening by a co-commentator who will be Wesley, and hopefully Wesley will be looking to give me a little bit back up, assist, and a little bit of chat before we're actually going through the race. Try and save my voice. I can talk for a long time. Even 2.5 hours is a stretch for me, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So, what do you think of the competition so far? Obviously, Ferrari are dominating this run of the season. So, what run are we in? We're in 2017. So, if you give us a little bit of background with regards to, F1 tonight and the way the championship system works.
Yeah, of course. Well, the competition up till now is definitely up in their game. Ferrari is doing their best what they can. Unfortunately, the first race at Australia, it didn't work out that well for them. Bas had a very bad start first race of the season. Bo definitely had the first couple of races very bad luck. Of course, for Buddha at the Renault, he won the first race, so definitely a good start for him.
Yeah, I mean that
this
was
season.
quite a turn up for the Australian GP, and obviously Buddha being a new driver, so that was quite something for him.
Yeah, of course, definitely. It's something no one predicted that will happen. Definitely not for Buddha, as voted as he is a very good driver, a stable driver. He can definitely keep track of his times, and yeah, of course, what I said.
What about this this Bo Bass combination? I mean, obviously these guys dominated in our former season in the Red Bull. They're now driving together in the Ferrari. They seem to be a pretty solid team. What do you think on that? Do you think they're going to dominate again for this season?
Well, to be quite honest, Bo and Bess are the team to beat. Last season they dominated definitely. Bo won, I think, 8 races. Bess is definitely one of the quickest drivers. So yeah, that combination of those two drivers make them a very difficult team to beat. But still, this year we have new teams setting up, like Gamble and Savage, who are, yeah, definitely 2 drivers who can manage to top their game, and also be able to put them under pressure.
They did a fantastic race, obviously, last week with the McLaren, obviously splitting the Mercedes.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, that was really quite something. I mean, I think if I remember rightly, Gamble actually jumped up, was it 16 places during the race?
15 places, I thought.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, it's still it's very amazing job what he did in China. So yeah, that's something we have to remember.
I mean, obviously they're going to be putting in some stiff competition on the McLaren. Obviously, we've got some great races, obviously, in Force India as well. Anganiki has certainly shown that he can be quite an aggressive driver and move up the placings as well.
Yeah, definitely. He's seen as one heck of a driver. He can also be very good at the start, particularly, and that's quite his game. Having a great start, keep track of everything what happens around him, so he can avoid all accidents. Yeah, that's something he is very good at.
Indeed. So as we stand at this moment in time, obviously we're going to go. I'm just going to quickly go through the three. So we've had Australia, we've had China, we're now in Bahrain this evening. So far in first place we have Bass for F1 in the Ferrari with 33 points, and this is on the driver's standings. We then have Buddha in second place in the Renault with 31 points. Third Ferrari with 25 points. Those are our top three drivers. Fourth at the moment is Gamble, fifth Portmer, sixth Martin, seventh Slim Shamey, eight John F1, and Micah 9, followed by Peter F1 in 10th. On the Constructors' Championship, so far Ferrari have taken quite a lead. They're on 58 points. Renault in second place with 33, and Mercedes in third place with 32. They're then followed by McLaren, Williams, Toro Rosso, Haas, Force India, Red Bull and Sauber. So John, I mean, we can already see there within the first two races from a team point of view that Ferrari are starting to dominate, but we can see that Renault are putting up quite a strong competition there as well, and Mercedes, so they're quite close. So really, as we were discussing, Savage and Gamble, Savage and Gamble obviously in the McLaren, but in the Mercedes, Portmer and Michael as well, putting in a nice bit of solid teamwork and racing as well.
Yeah, definitely. Michael and Portmer are two drivers who are very competitive to each other. The racing pace of those two drivers are very close matched. So yeah, definitely for the team itself, it's yeah, a great match. Which is also the same story with Williams. Obviously, Peter, who is not around yet, maybe joining later this evening still. But also his teammate Slim Shamey, those two are quite matched well. Definitely not up on the tables, but yeah, still a very great team to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's one thing that I've, you know, we are looking at vehicles and tracks that are based on real world events. But certainly from my experience of commentating on the races and watching the races, what I've found is that literally, and this is a great F1 saying for any F1 fans in the UK or that watch UK broadcasts, anything can happen, and it normally does. And that is very true, obviously, in this eSports series for F1 2017 by Codemasters. So, you know, it really does replicate the real world as close as you possibly can on a console system.
Yeah, definitely. That's something we are definitely aiming at. What we want to achieve is, yeah, a known status of real world racing. Actually, we are playing this now for the third season. It's getting better every season. It's getting more thrilling every season. So yeah, it's definitely goal. Yeah, we're heading that way.
Yeah, and I definitely would agree with that. I mean, certainly the level of driving is superb without any doubt whatsoever. So, and as I say, you know, with conditions as well, because do bear in mind we do get some quite mixed conditions. It's not unusual for I think it was it China we had in all the sessions, and then when it came down to the race, it was actually a wet race, and everybody had to go on to intermediate. So that really did mix it up for that race.
Definitely. I prefer it that way. Actually, that's the kind of way I want to see it, because the field is not, yeah, it's not. It's all mixed up then. Everyone who's racing normally under places for 13, 12, 14, 15 can now suddenly win a game because just the rain.
Yeah, absolutely. It can make all the difference. I mean, obviously, as I said, Gamble come up there last week through the ranks. Do you think those wet weather conditions assisted him on that?
Yeah, I think it might help him a little bit.
Yeah, it certainly. But then again, you know, you can't take that away from the quality of the driving. So as it stands at this moment in time, we've now finished Q2. So we have Stoner, who set the benchmark time there with a 129.8. Bo in the Ferrari followed in with a 129.9.9, and Slacky in the Renault with a 129.97. So yeah, interesting going into Q3. Let's see whether the Haas can actually maintain that third place, sorry, the Renault can maintain that third place, and the Haas can maintain that first place. So that's quite a change there. We do obviously have Bass running in fifth at this moment in time. So what we're going to do now is get ready for Q3. When we start Q3, we will have obviously full runners. I'm not too sure what happened with Gamble there. Is Slim and Gamble, have they dropped out? I'm seeing them grayed out on the screen.
They already retired from the game because they think they're. Hey, what happened to Martin?
Looks like we've lost Buddha as well. I don't know whether they just ended the session, obviously getting ready for Q3, but we'll see as soon as Q3
I think that might
up.
happen, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so here we are now in Q3. So our 10 drivers, we have Stoner in the Haas in first place with a 129.8. Bo in the Ferrari with 129.9 in second. Slacky in the Renault with a 129.9. Gamble in fourth with a 130.0. Martin in Toro Rosso with a 130.5. Grimm in sixth position in the Red Bull with a 130.5. Phenomenon in the Sauber with a 130.7. Michael in a Mercedes in eighth with a 130.8. Slim Shamey in Williams there with a 130.3. And bringing in 10th is Bass with a 130.5, although he was running on softs, as was Grimm and Bo. So whether Ferrari there were just getting a little bit of wear into those softs, I doubt they'll be running them for Q3. I should certainly expect them to be on the super softs. So here we are now, ready for Q3, and 12-minute session, so a little bit shorter than the previous session. Hopefully we should see some interesting times. We're looking at the possibility of a 128.8. Sorry, a 128.
Yeah, that's something I'm expecting to see.
So we'll see how that goes. Let's run with. Michael, who's out first. No. Let's run with Bo there. Comes on his out lap. Turns 2 and 3. Coming down to the right hander now, turn 4. Rolls round to right, left, and then right. So 5, 6, and 7. High speed turns, but then breaking down.
Very difficult corners.
To turn 8. It's very difficult because you come out of there and then you've got the reverse camber as you come into turn 8, and it's very difficult sometimes to hit that apex correctly.
Yeah.
Coming up to 9, and then the hard left air of turn, and again, if you don't get that line right, entering the first DRS point there between turns 10 and 11. Now turn 11. Now this is a nice high speed left, right, left through 12 and 13. Sorry, 11 and 12 coming up to 13. And then we have a little straight there. under the hauling there. So into turn 14, 15. So start finish straight, hitting that first DRS point. Sorry, second DRS point. So he's now going hopefully into his flying lap there, Bo. So let's stay with him on that. And then we'll switch over. To Gamble. It's just so difficult on these turns here because you've got, say, the reverse cam and then coming down. Very, very hard indeed. Turn 8 coming to 9. Down into 10 now. Along that back straight. First DRS point. Turn 11, sweeping through 11 left and then right. And approaching turn 13. This is the northerly facing straight, short straight there between 13 and 14. We hit turn 14 now. 15. Opens it up, stays on the left hand side, foot right down, second DRS point now as he comes over the start finish. Set a time of 129.1. So Bo set the fastest time there with a 121.1 so far. Slacky in the Renault set at 129.9. Gamble in the McLaren 130.1. Let's ride with Stoner now as he comes through. Stoner in the Haas there. Coming down between turns 10 and 11, so he's hit the first DRS point there. Left into turn 11 and then right, sweeping right. Okay, so 12 and 13 there. Comes out 13 to 14. Little straight there for him. Turns 14 and 15 now. Let's see what this Haas can do. Comes down start finish straight. Second DRS point now as he comes over the fantastic, he's done a 129.3. So he's moved up into second place there, so I'm sure that Stone's going to be very happy with that. We're running with Grim now in the Red Bull. He's coming through. We haven't seen that 128 yet. We're on a 129.1. It's Grim the man to make it as he comes through the first DRS point there up to turn 11. Through 11, 12. Coming down to turn 13 now. Short little straight running up to turn 14 into 15. Come into the start finish straight. Just as he comes out of turn 15 past the pit entry point, he'll be hitting the second DRS point. He lines himself up there. He's come into 5th place. He's done a 130.2. So not too bad at all there from the Grim in the Red Bull. We're now following Michael in the Honda. He's now gone down to 6th position with a 130.6. Martin in the Toro Rosso. He's just pitting now. Martin in the Toro Rosso is now on his outlap. So let's stay with Martin. See how he's doing. So he comes through those turns there, 6, 7, coming down to turn 8. Really hard. Drive up to 9. Line up the car and then brake hard as you turn hard left into turn 10, almost going back and so almost a hairpin there. Hit the first DRS point. Down the little straight there between turn and 11. Coming into turn 11, sweep left. Then we sweep right through 12. straighten out a bit, and then right to turn 13. Along a short straight there, leading up to turn 14. Into 14, 15, gets on the left-hand side, pedal to the metal, hits that DRS point. Still not his qualifying time, but he's coming up for it now. So turn 1, let's stick with him still. So turn 1, 2, 3. Down that little straight there. Hard left, sorry, hard right into turn 4. And that left, right, left of turn 6 and 7. You've got to make sure you've got yourself lined up nicely as you come out at 7, so you're hitting 8. Just right. Many people come wrong-footed and come off there. Hard round on turn 8. Follow through turn 9 nice and fast. As soon as you hit 10, coming up to 10, brake hard, turn in. Right on the right hand side, hit that first DRS point there. You're going between turns 10 and 11. We're coming to turn 11 now, hard left. Sweeping. And then sweeping right through 12. Down to 13 there. Right hand, 45. Strainer up. Over the crest. Down into turn 14 there. The right, 15. Come out on the left hand side, line yourself up. Hit that DRS. He's done a 130.2, so he's moved on to 6th place. He has outdone the Mercedes there of Mike Ebb on a 130.6. He's on an outlap again though. Phenomenon is still in the pits, as is Gamble and Slacky. So they've set time, so they seem to be pretty happy with that. So at this moment in time, it will not be dominated by Ferrari. We do have a Ferrari obviously in first place with Bo on a 129.1, but then he's followed by Stoner in the Haas with a 129.3, and then Gamble, who's in the McLaren there, a 129.5. So quite a mixed grid there. We then have Slacky in the Renault, followed by Grimm in the Red Bull. So nobody dominating at this moment in time. So we may have had some issues with some of the runners actually coming out. So it looks like we've had a few drop out. So I'm not totally certain what's happening with regards to that at this moment. If it's a situation where the drivers have effectively dropped out, then what we'll probably look to do is restart the game, but we'll start it with effectively from the actual race itself. So we'll set the positions and get that. So they will take a little bit longer to set up than normal. Normally we just flow straight through, obviously, from Q3 into the start of the race and then the formation lap. So this moment in time, I will keep you updated as soon as I have some update myself. Then I will obviously let you know what's happening with regards to that. So as I was saying, obviously with regards to F1 tonight, esports championship, what we look to do is try and get as much racing as we can in, have as much fun as we can, but we also want to try and share that with the community out there, promote the sport, F1 in the real world, but also promote the sport on the esports series as well. And hopefully in the future we will be looking to run further championships and competitions and broadcast those for your entertainment. At this moment in time, we are effectively a work in progress, so we will be looking to certainly improve certain elements of the broadcast and what we're actually bringing you. Try and make it a little bit slicker for you, and as I said, hopefully later on this evening I'll be joined by a second commentator, who's Wes, and actually Dutch members as well. Just to give you a little bit of background on F1 tonight, predominantly Dutch drivers and racing. Obviously, do have a very high command of the English language. Unfortunately, they recruited myself as the broadcaster and commentator for the series, thinking foolishly that somebody speaking English would actually do a better job, or maybe even get more people watching. Don't know. Let's see what happens. So we do have a fastest lap now. We do have a 128.9 set by Stoner. So we do have a bit of a turn up for the books here now. So it looks like Stoner's taken first place, and while I was talking there, and Bo has taken second with a 128.9. So fantastic. We have seen the sub 120 129s. So that's absolutely amazing result. So as I said there, Stoner with a 128.915 and Bo with a 128.959. Nothing. That is nothing in it there at all. So really fantastic qualifying and racing. So as I say, we'll keep you up to date with what's happening with regards to the races as we move on. Just to give you a little bit of comparison. The fastest or pole position were for 2017 in the real world competition was actually set by Valtteri Bottas, rather, in the Mercedes. So yeah, you can see how close we are on that here, albeit obviously we're actually looking at is the Haas of Stoner, which is running in the real world a Ferrari plant for this 2017 season. We then have Bo F1 in the Ferrari, Gamble coming in third place there in the McLaren with a 129.535. So there we have it, Haas, Ferrari, McLaren, our top three starters there, followed okay, so it looks like we're going to be rebooting the game, I think, because we've certainly had some issue here with regards to the server. I expect to be getting an invite any time to jump out, but we will see what happens. Okay, so we could be rebooting the game, or we could be continuing. Haven't had an update as yet as to what's actually happening with regards to that. So we have all the runners in. They were just setting up the game ready to go. Race starts in just under 25 seconds now. So we have 18 runners. So we're ready to go now. We're going out for the formation lap. So let me run in the positions as we have them. So in pole position we have Stoner. In the Haas In second position, we have Bo in the Ferrari. In third, we have Gamble in the McLaren. Fourth is then Martin BMW in the Toro Rosso. Ikeb in fifth position there in the Mercedes. Slacky, sixth position. Rim in the Grim in the Toro Rosso, sorry, in the Red Bull, is in 7th position. Phenomenon in the Sauber in 8th position. Slim Shamey in the Williams in 9th. Bass in the Ferrari in 10th position. Anganiki in the Force India in 11th. Portma in the Mercedes in 12th. Buddha in the Renault in 13th. Boyke, and Boyke is in 14th position. We then have John F1 in the second Haas at 15. Miguel F1 in the second Toro Rosso in 16. Zwoof in the Red Bull is in 17th position, and Peter is in last position there on 18. So we get ready now for the start of the F1 tonight. Bahrain GP. All the drivers are ready. We're ready. Hold up here. The issue that's holding up the lights here this evening. Come on, tension's rising. Blood pressure's rising, guys. Here we go. Lights are red. And they're off. So the Haas has got off to a fantastic start there. McLarens are pushing in. They're all pushing in. Oh, this is going to be interesting as we come down to turn 1. Oh my God. And the Renault there has moved right up. And he's taken them out. Oh my God. And Bass has moved in. Oh, so we had carnage there on the first run. So we've got Bo in first place, Stoner now in second, and Gamble in third. So we had the Renault tearing down the outside there, or the inside rather, hoping to get into turn 1. They obviously had a fantastic start. So we still got the first 3 drivers. We just had a little bit of a change in position there. So Bo has moved from second to first place. Stoner's dropped down from first to second in the Haas, and Gamble is in third position there in the McLaren. Followed by Slacky in the Renault. Not too sure if it was Slacky that actually came down the inside there of turn 1. Which is pretty close here. Gamble there behind Stoner. We have Slacky. Michael in the Renault. Martin. Phenomenon in the Sauber. Rim in the Red Bull. Bass in the Red Bull. Shamey in the Williams. Portman there. Red Bull of Zwoof. Peter F1. The Williams. Buddha in the Renault. Anganiki in the Force India. Boyke in the Sauber. John in the Haas. Miguel in the Toro Rosso. We're on lap 2 now. So, settling down now. Settling down as we go into lap 2. So Bo maintaining in the Ferrari in that first position, followed by Stoner. I thought so. We got the safety car out. So, obviously due to that collision on the first lap, what we've had is the safety car now come out. So I was could see the cars weaving there. Could see that they weren't actually up to racing speed. So this is just while they clear the debris, I would suggest, on that first turn on turn 1. Certainly was quite a collision. It looked like the Renault did actually spin. I'm not too sure if it did a full 360 or a 180 there. And again, I'm not sure if that was actually the Renault of Buddha, or indeed whether it was Slacky. But Slacky has dropped back down to 15, so yeah, it looks like it was the Renault of Slacky who took that risk there on that turn 1 on the inside, and unfortunately had a collision there, so he's had to give back his places. So he's now moved down to 15th position. It might have been that, or indeed it might have been that he pitted. I don't think anyone has actually pitted yet. Let's just double check that. Yeah, we've had Gamble, Slacky, Mike Ed Grimm and Anganiki or Pitt, so all of those obviously must have had damage on their car. That would suggest to me that effectively what we had there was an issue with Slacky getting a good start, coming down the outside or the inside effectively of turn 1, so on the right hand side of the start finish straight, looking to do a little bit of late braking and turning, unfortunately misjudged it and impacted on a number of vehicles there, which in turn has then led obviously to the safety car coming out. So this is obviously still going towards the actual total number of laps for the race. So we are still on lap 3. So this really is going to be a situation of, you know, when does it come in? Is it going to stay out for another lap, or is it going to be coming in? Frustrating for the drivers, obviously, because they want to get on with the racing, and you can see them all bunching up there. Frustrating for those that were involved in the incident, because I'm sure they didn't want to be, but unfortunately racing incidents do happen. As I said to you, as much as they happen in the real world of F1, they certainly do happen in the esports world of F1 sim as well. So here we are now on the back straight, looks like between the 10 and 11. So frustration building up, anxiousness building up, and just like any driver really, these guys just want to get on with it. They don't want to be stuck behind a safety car. They want to get on with the racing. They want to get on with this competition. So looks like the safety car might well be coming in. Coming in now, coming down to 11, 12, 13, 14. Here we go. Oh, and that Toro Rosso there is really doing fantastically well. So we still have the Ferrari there, followed by Stoner, but we now have Martin in the Toro Rosso who's taken 3rd place, and Phenomenon has taken 4th in the Sauber. So these Phenomenon is new to the F1 Tonight series. Is certainly promising to be a competitive driver and a fast driver. Oh, this is really interesting. This has really mixed things up. I mean, it is still obviously early days with regards to the race, but great to see a nice mix at the front of the grid there. So Bass has been moving up. So just to go, we've got Bo in the Ferrari in first place there, followed by Stoner, 702nd, followed by Martin in the Toro Rosso. Bass now has moved up into fourth position. He's got the Sauber Phenomenon just behind him, and then Williams Slim Shamey. Coming into turn one, looks like Slim's going to take Sauber there. Then got Portma in the Mercedes in 7th position, Zwoof in the Red Bull in 8th position, Peter F1 in the Williams in 9, Boyke in the Sauber there. Oh, we have a collision there. Some hard driving going on here, that's for sure. Portman's now starting to move up the grids as well, or move up the positions. Slim Shamey there in the Williams as well. Bass now has got it into fourth position. So remember Bass was right down there in 10th. Martin in the Toro Rosso, a fantastic job in third position there. Stoner in the Haas in second position, and he's really pushing Bass Bo now as they're coming round. So they're coming through the chicane there of 5, 6 and 7, coming down to turn 8. And the pressure really being put on there by Stoner onto the Ferrari there of Haas. Sorry, the Ferrari there of Bo. Oh, fantastic! Look at this. He's really laying it on there. He's right up his gearbox. Fantastic. They're coming down the start-finish straight here. Oh, and he's overtaken him. Now Bo's keeping his line. Stoner's got it. Bo's coming in line as well, and he's got it. Has he got it? They've touched wheels there. They're coming into turn 2, and he still gets it. So Bo decided to go on the right-hand side of the track there, trying to get the line as they came into turn 1. Stoner going to the left-hand side of the track. They did run side by side, but the Ferrari had just enough to just push himself away there from the Haas. So fantastic close wheel racing there. So they're flowing through now, 5, 6 and 7, coming down to that hard turn 8. Hard right-hand turn there. So Bo is really starting to pull away now in that Ferrari, showing the pace that it can set. He's coming to turn 10 there. Straighten up now for the first DRS point between turns 10 and 11. DRS still not activated as yet. Should be though, we're on lap 6, so they didn't activate it. So there we are now. So Stoner very, very close and pushing there at Bo. This gap has dropped down now to a little bit 1.4. We've got Bass in third place now. Ferrari of Bass has now moved up to third place, and he's closing down on the Haas there of Stoner. We then have Slim Shamey in the Williams, following the Ferrari, followed by Portma in the Mercedes, followed by Zwoof in the Red Bull, and Phenomenon. Let's get back to a little bit at the back of the grid here. Let's see what's happening. So we've got John F1 in the Haas there, challenging Gamble in the McLaren. They're coming round the back there. Very little in it. DRS point there, start finish. Coming up to turn 1. Let's see what John can do here. Is he taking the right hand side? No, he's just following the line there. He's happy to stick closely behind Gamble there and wait for his opportunity. Up ahead there we have Gamble, and then we have the Boyke in the Sauber. Slacky in the Renault, followed by, behind rather, Buddha of the Renault, so they're in 9th and 10th place respectively. These guys do like to drive in pairs. They always seem to be pretty close to one another. Oh dear, what's going on there? Everyone's slowing down. Have we got a safety car out again? Yes, we have. Okay, so we seem to be having an issue with the safety car, which has come out again. So not too sure what the issue was this time. Hopefully we'll get some idea. So safety car is out again. We are on lap 7. So we must have had an incident there. The only car I can see that's pitted twice there is Mikeb. So whether there was an incident with the Mercedes, which therefore led to the safety car coming out, I can only but speculate at this moment in time. However, I would suggest that that's probably a fairly reasonable speculation. So still pretty much mixed here, although we've now lost obviously the McLaren. So we have Bo in first place, Stoner in the Haas still in second place, Bass in the Ferrari now in third place, Slim Shamy in the Williams in fourth, Portma in the Mercedes in fifth, followed by Zwoof in the Red Bull in sixth position. Phenomenon in Sauber is in seventh position. Fantastic show there from Phenomenon. To say, he is a new driver, and he is driving for Sauber as well. So great show there. We then have Peter in F1 in the Williams in eighth position. Buddha in the Renault in ninth position, followed by his teammate Snacky in the other Renault in tenth position. Moiki in the Sauber in the 11th position. Gamble in the McLaren has dropped down to 12th position. John, F1, there we see him. Second driver obviously in the Haas there. Then we have Mikeb in the Mercedes. Rim in the Red Bull. Followed by Miguel in the Toro Rosso. Followed by Anger Nicky in the Force India. Martin, unfortunately, looks like he's out, so he put in a fantastic show in the first few laps. So whether he had an issue, a collision, I'm not too sure what happened there. I'm sure we will find out as soon as I have some information on that. I will obviously put that back to you. So we are still out with the safety car. We are on lap 8, down the back straight, or the back first DRS point between turns 10 and 11 now. So let's just follow them through. Come through the section 1. Sorry, section 2 into section 1 and section 3. So they're coming down here. Safety car is still out. Like he's winding them back, getting ready for the race start here. As we're approaching turn 14. Still out. And it's gone in now, so here they are starting the race again. So we come down the start finish straight. So here we have Bo in the front, followed by Stoner in the Haas, followed by his teammate Bass. So looking to get position here on turn 1. I think Bo's pretty much got that lined up. The Haas there is pretty safe in the second. Oh no, and Bass has moved into second position. He's taken the position away from the Haas. Fantastic. So just as they were coming out of turn 1 into turn 2 there, Ferrari took the inside line and managed to cut into the Haas. Stoner's lost another position now to the Williams as well of Slim Shamy. And to Portman, so he's had some issues there. He got totally thrown out by that overtake, completely out of position. Didn't just lose one position, he lost 4 positions. He is going to be gutted. And here we have Bass in the Ferrari now in second position, Slim Shamy now in third in the Williams, followed by Portma in the Mercedes, followed by Zwoof in the Red Bull, and then we have Stoner in the Haas. So Stoner has dropped 5 positions there. He's going to be kicking himself. He was trying to defend his position, couldn't do it, lost 5. Not a happy man. Not a happy man. So let's go through the racing here. So let's try and see if we can find a nice bit of close racing here for you. So here we have the Sauber Boyke on the Williams of Peter. Applying the pressure there. Down that start finish straight. Gap's just too much there. So let's go up to front runners. So there we have Bo. It's very close to followed by his teammate. Slim Shamey only 600 of a second behind second place Bass there. So he's certainly putting the pressure on the Williams. We then have Portman there in 4th position. And then Zwoof. So Zwoof's really coming down the gearbox there of Mercedes. In front of him, but Slacky's coming back as well. Sloan's coming back as well on the Red Bull there. So we really do have some very close racing in these top 5-6 drivers, especially 2nd to 6th position there. Really is nothing in it. All it takes is one mistake, as we have seen, unfortunately, from Stoner's point of view there. One mistake and you can lose 4 positions. So this really is very, very close racing. Don't want to go off that line. Don't want to let off on the accelerator. I think that esports is relaxing. Think again, because these drivers are really under pressure here. They are totally immersed in this. They are feeling pain and the glory. We've got a fastest lap now set by Bo. 1:34. These guys are so close, really are. Stoner just wants to get that pace back. He wants to get past this Red Bull. I should be in 2nd place, he's saying. I should be in 2nd place, get out of my way. He's putting the pressure on and then he's just losing it. Oh no, what happened? Oh no, Stoner's stopped. He's losing all the places. Oh, he's come back in again. He just lost it there on the braking. Oh, he is going to be kicking himself. He really is. He's going to be so disappointed. Okay, so let's get back now. We've got Portman now has moved up to the 3rd place, overtaking the Williams of Slim Shamey. We then have Zwoof bearing down in the Red Bull. Got safety car out again, and this is for Miguel. So we had an incident there with Miguel in the Toro Rosso, which has now instigated the 3rd safety car. We really are not doing too well on the safety cars this evening, so 3rd safety car there due to incident with Miguel in the Toro Rosso. This is just going to be building up the anger and the frustration in the drivers here. They want to get on with it. They're only on lap 12. And they're already on their 3rd safety car. They are not going to be happy bunnies. Again, it just goes to show the regs with regards to the game. Obviously, if there are any issues, any damage where anything's coming off the vehicle and going onto the track, just as real world, that needs to be cleared. That has a time allotted, and so safety car obviously works on that basis, but it doesn't make it any less frustrating or annoying for the competitors, and to a degree, unfortunately, to our viewers as well. But don't worry, 57 laps, we're only 12 laps in, so we've still got a good 45, probably 44 to 43 laps of good racing to come through. Hopefully we won't see any more incidents that will require a safety car. So what we're going to see then is just open racing. Now again, we've seen quite a lot of changes happen. obviously we had the McLaren and the Haas up there initially in the top three. When we had the first safety car, that moved around a bit. We still had the Haas there. Unfortunately, the McLaren dropped down, but then that gave the opportunity for Bass to move up as he has done through the lineup. And let's just have a look how many places he's actually moved up there. So Bass has actually moved up 8 positions. Portman's moved up 9 positions. Slim Shamey there in the Williams obviously moved up 5 positions. Zwoof in the Red Bull moved up 12 positions. So everyone really in the top 8 has moved up quite a dramatic amount of positions. Zwoof the biggest jump there with 12 positions, but Portman with 9 and Bass with 8 positions. So that's now put the Ferrari there into second place. So safety car still out. That's the position changes. We've had a few 2 pit stops. So Nikev, excuse me, in the Mercedes. He's had some changes. He's had a couple of pit stops there, as has Anganiki in the Force India, Gamble in the McLaren, Rim in the Red Bull, and Paul Slacky there has actually done his 3rd pit stop in the Renault. So not great, but still, such is life. So let's have a look here now. So that's the amount of stops. That's our position changes. So as I said, obviously, Portman obviously done fantastically well. Moved up to the 3rd place there in the Mercedes. Bass obviously fantastic. Moved up now to 2nd place as well. Tyre wise, interestingly enough, we do have Bass and Bo running on the softs. So they're obviously looking to try and get a good stint. And bear in mind, we've had 3 safety cars out, so that's going to seriously increase the lifespan. The only one probably to watch out for there would be Bass, because he's had to push quite hard to move up those 8 positions. Certainly with Bo, yeah, I mean, we could see him really coming in sort of late 20s, maybe early 30s. It's possible. We're certainly going to be looking at, say, most of those that are on the softs around about the 20 mark. The rest obviously are on the super softs. We had Mike Head there. He's on the softs, and Anganiki. These all pitted a couple of times now. So these are the drivers that have gone to the softs mainly. But our front runners there, as I said, obviously still on the softs. Still have to say. So safety car is now in. So we are back to full racing. And let's join our leader now. So that's Bo in the Ferrari. As he's coming round back now, turn 4. Through the fast chicane there of 5, 6 and 7. Liner up there, as I said, for turn 8. Hit that apex. Lovely job through there. Coming up to left-hand turn of 9, and then the almost hairpin there of 10. Coming into the first DRS zone between 10 and 11. As it comes around turn 11 now, and then we've got the sweeping turns there, 11, 12. Through to 13. Coming down now. Turn 14, 15, into the start finish straight in the second DRS zone. There we have Bass in second position there. Followed by Portmer. 2 seconds behind now, but Slim Shame's only half a second behind Mercedes there. So the Williams only half a second behind the Mercedes. So it's likely he's going to be looking to challenge fairly soon. And then we have Zwoof in the Red Bull there. So 3rd, 4th and 5th place. Hotly contested. Very narrow gap between these 3 drivers. Oh, and that Williams is really starting to put the pressure on. Portman's feeling it. And of course, this is giving the opportunity to Bass and Bo to open up the gap there, because obviously Portman's having to be somewhat defensive because of the Williams of Slim right behind him. Slim's obviously looking to apply as much pressure because he's getting pressure from the Red Bull as Woof behind him. So this is a true knock-on effect here. A very close racing there between those drivers. You know, let's give you an idea of what we're looking at here, because looking at 400ths a second. So the Mercedes there, Portman's coming in for a pit stop. Let's ride with Zwoof here as we come into turn 1. A little bit of incarnate. This shows you how close these guys are. So one little mistake there, and you're going to plough into the guy behind you. It's coming down now to turn 4. Hard brake right there. Open it up on the left hand side. Put your foot down. Roll through these turns of 5, 6 and 7. Coming down to turn 9. Fantastic, through down to 8. Hairpin practically there. Sorry, turn 10. Into the first DRS zone there. But they haven't got DRS enabled, it's too big a gap at this moment in time. All over a second, and we've got safety car out again. Drive-through penalty, speeding under safety car. So we've got a safety car out again, and we've got a drive-through penalty. I'm not too sure who that's for. So we're on lap 16, and it seems that we have our 4th safety car out. Okay, well, we are running a weekly competition. I think we are testing the software pretty much to its limit. So we've actually got Zwoof coming in now, hitting. So race control, Zwoof, 5-second stop go, speeding in the pit lane. So the drivers are getting quite a few penalties here. A lot of drivers pitting there. This is going to start mixing it up a bit. Drivers going on to mediums, so a lot of drivers going on to the mediums. Interesting. So are we looking to go to the end of the race? We are on lap 17. It's possible. Although I'm sure some of this information is wrong, because I now am showing Zwoof going on to wet. So, I don't think I'm going to rely too much on that. So I'm just going to stick with the intervals. I'm not going to go with the tyres, because we seem to have a bit of an issue there with regards to the tyres. We'll go with regards to, so fastest lap is Bo so far this evening. So Bo has set a time, as I said earlier, of 1:34.08. Our leader, we've got the intervals there. Okay, so Buddha's now moved up into third position. Interesting. Okay, so I'm still showing Zoofers on wets, although I don't believe that. Everyone's done at least one stop. Majority of drivers have done one stop. We've got a few that have done 2 stops, and indeed some that have done 3 stops. Quite a number of position changes there, but as I said, we've had a lot of pits coming in. We do still have the safety car out, so obviously they'll have to straighten that up effectively. So a lot of drivers are just taking advantage of the safety car to actually do those tyre changes, and we still have drivers coming in at this moment in time as well. So there we have the 2 Renault drivers just coming in there, so they're pitting. Curious to see whether, yeah, I do actually show Zwoofer's wet, so he's obviously coming to change his tyres. He's going on to super soft, so not too sure what happened there with the Red Bull team. How on earth he managed to get wets on his car on a dry track. I don't even think they're allocated, so that's interesting. Okay, so let's get back to this then. So what we'll do is keep the information to minimal, just keep it to the intervals that we've got there. So we still do have the safety car out. So regards to that, moves on. Okay, so we're now waiting to see what happens on this. We are now, as we stand, on lap 18. We are coming down the back straight, turns 10 and 11. Hopefully we should see the safety car coming in on this lap. Roll through 11, 12. Up to turn 13. Both certainly backing them up now as they come round turn 13 towards 14. So Ferrari of Bo there is backing up the field. Got Mike Ebb, the ladies in second place again. Gamble in third place. His teammate Bass now in fourth place. Round to turn 14. Backing them up, waiting for the safety car come in, turn 15. Pedal to the metal, here we go. And they're off again, so there we have Bo coming into turn 1. Right hand side of the track. He's coming up to turn 1. Works for him. It lines him up beautifully, obviously for turn 2 and then 3. We're coming down now towards turn 4. So Bo in the Ferrari and Mike Ebb in the Mercedes there. Trying to take a little peek, see if he can go round 4. Sweeping now 5, 6 and 7. Oh, looks like Gamble came off there at turn 5. So here they come now. Coming down to turn 8. Hard hairpin right. Rolling her up to turn 9, full speed. Get it lined up for turn 10. Brake heavy. Almost the hairpin there on turn 10 as they come through to the start finish straight. First DRS point, sorry, second, no, first DRS point, that's right. Turn 11, 12, 13, they roll round. Oh no! Oh no! And oh my god! Oh, would you believe it? Bo's coming round turn 12. Loses the grip on the right hand, on the left hand, right hand side there, spins out, and he's out of the race. Oh no, he's going to be gutted by that. Oh, unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. And undoubtedly, guess what? We're going to see a safety car again. Oh no, he is going to be so disappointed. So that's obviously given Mercedes now and Mike the opportunity to move up to first place. Does still leave the second Ferrari of Bass, who's now in second place. But Bo is going to be so disappointed with that. He is going to be absolutely unbelievable. So Bass got a 3-second penalty, time warning. And he's going to be really disappointed with that. Bo, are you? Oh, what happened? What happened? You were coming round. You were coming round. Looks like it was turn 5. Lost it on turn 5 into turn 6. Well, I was just commenting on the. Obviously, you know that's. You're going. I mean, almost top speed between that 5 and 6. Obviously, through the gears, lining yourself up for 7. You've only got to hit, you know, one of those curves and one of those rumble slips wrong, and well, we can see the result, unfortunately.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
that was the race for me. So, but that's Formula 1. Everything can happen.
Yeah, well, as I said, anything can happen. Obviously, I mean, Bass is still putting in, you know, solid competition there, but it was hard driving. I mean, obviously, a lot of safety cars. What was the issue there? Was it just incidents and then clearing the track of the mess that was caused by the incidents?
Yeah, the safety cars was annoying. That's destroying the race, you know. Every time I had my pace, safety car went up and started all over again.
I mean, you know, from my point of view, from a commentary point of view, and from our viewers' point of view, what I was trying to say is obviously what's happening is, from as far as I can see, is that we're having racing incidents on the track where vehicles are either going off the track or collisions on the track or something like that. And as in the real world, what the game is doing is it's simulating those situations, and in order to clear the track of any debris, it seems to me that what's happening is the safety cars coming out. So is it an issue with, do you think, the coding, the game, or is it an issue with the drivers and too cold?
Yeah, my tires were too cold, you know. Safety car wasn't going too fast, so not a good way to hold my tires on the right temperature. So
and again,
too much gas on the pedal.
This does affect in the game as well, because what I was saying to everyone is effectively the game does actually simulate these situations very, very well. It is very true to life, if you like, in that you need to get the heat into those tyres to get the grip in order to put the speed down, really, don't you?
Yeah, that's true.
So, you know, as frustrating as it is, and I'm sure it's exceptionally frustrating for you this evening, it is a simulation of the real world, effectively.
Yeah.
Okay, so, I mean, let's see what's happening now. I mean, you're more than welcome to stay and obviously pass a comment. Your teammate has now moved into first position while we were talking. So the safety car is out.
I hope he can hold his place.
Yeah, well, he's, you know, Bass has certainly moved up. I think he's moved up now 9 or 10 places from the start, because he didn't have the best grid position there. We can see that he's close to the. He's got Portma there in the Mercedes, just behind him, followed by John in the Haas.
Yeah,
and then we have
another safety car.
Sauber. Anga Nicky at the moment in fifth position in the Force India. We then have Slacky in the Renault in seventh position. And from your point of view, did you see the incident on the first lap on the start of the race on turn 1?
No, I didn't.
No, okay. So we had an incident there.
You went by like a rocket for me.
Yeah, from what I could see, I'm not too sure whether it was Buddha or Slacky. I think it was Slacky. came down the right-hand side, your preferred angle of attack for turn 1 there, and tried to do a little bit of late braking. Unfortunately, seemed to get it a little bit wrong.
Yeah, a little bit too late. So
yeah,
Stoner had a lot of luck that his car was complete, so he can continue the race.
Right. Okay. So that's what happened with regards to that. Yeah. Yeah. So that was a tough one there. So there we are, Slacky at the moment in 7th position. He's followed by Miguel in the Toro Rosso. Then have Stoner in the Haas in 9th position. Mike in the Mercedes in 10th position. Campbell in the McLaren has dropped right down to 11th position. Buddha in the 2nd Renault in 12th position. Peter in the Williams is in 13th position. Zwoof in the Red Bull in 14. Boyke in the Sauber in 15, and Slim Shamey's dropped right down to 16 there in the Williams. So safety car is still out. Let's join Bass now. I think he's riding alongside the safety car there, telling him to get off the track, from what I can see. A little bit of frustration now. As I was saying to obviously everybody, there's a lot of frustration when the safety car comes out from the drivers, because obviously you just want to get on with the race. You don't want to be worried about not hitting the guy in front, not going too slow for the guy behind, and trying to get the heat into those tyres as well. So it's probably, I would say, more stressful to be driving behind the safety car than it is actually to be driving at race pace. Yeah, well, again, you know, Bahrain is a fast track. I mean, there's obviously, you know, a lot of turns, but majority of those turns are fast turns, apart from obviously turns 1, 8, and 10, which are, you know, almost hairpin turns. But it is a fast track, so it does suit the Ferrari in reality. So we're coming now down to turn 14. Okay, no worries. I'll catch you later. Take it easy. So we're coming down to turn 14 now. I think the safety car is coming in. Looks like Bass is backing up the field. We're down the start finish straight, and indeed it has gone in. So Bass has opened up now as they're coming into turn 1. So Bass takes a different approach in turn 1. He goes down the left-hand side, the more traditional approach into turn 1. He's got Portmer behind him on Mercedes. Yeah, he's got a great race start there. Very good. He's got Portmer there in the Mercedes, just under a second or a second thereabouts behind him, followed by John in the Haas. So about a second between all these drivers. So 2 seconds to the Haas, 1 second to the Mercedes. It's nice and close there as they're coming through the sweeping turns at 5, 6, 7. So Slacky's now gone past Grim. Sorry, he's gone past Phenomenon as well. Yeah, Phenomenon was in the 5th, and he's gone past Phenomenon, and Grim there in the Red Bull is still stuck behind the Sauber. So this has now opened up the Renault, giving him the opportunity to move up on the Haas there of John. John putting in a solid race as he always does. He's not a great one for overtaking. He's just a nice, solid, put in the consistent times, really. He's a consistent driver, and in situations like this, obviously, it does pay off. Then we have Portmer in the Mercedes in 2nd place. He's now dropping down 2 seconds behind Bass in the Ferrari, so he's losing a little bit of pace there. Then we have John down the start finish straight there into turn 1. Slacky. The field is pretty much opening up. We do have Mike Ebb, looks like moving in on the Sauber there as they come into turn 1. Let's see what happens. Oh, the Sauber's always braking hard there. He's locking up. Mike Kevin, the Mercedes there, closely behind him. He's going to be looking to overtake him soon, I would have thought. Yeah, he's making a move on him now. Can't get the view. It's closed back in again. So they're coming through now, 5, 6 and 7. Coming down now to turn 8. Through to turn 9. Still only a half-second gap between them. So is he going to try and take him on 10? He's got the DRS zone coming up. So he's got the DRS now on the Sauber. Oh, the Sauber's all over the place there, trying to straighten up. Or as he comes down now to turn 11, is he going to take him? He's taking, oh, over the curb, and he's taken him. I'm not too sure if he's got that. I don't know. Were all 4 wheels over there, or was it only 2 wheels? That is close racing. Okay, so there we have Mike Ebb in the Mercedes. And Buddha took advantage of that in the Renault as well, so he's overtaken the Sauber as well. And it looks like Zwoof is moving in on the Sauber as well. But let's check on there on Slacky now in the Renault. He's basically looking to decorate the gearbox of the... They were down to 0.02 of a second. Wow, this is close. They're coming through 5, 6 and 7. This is a lovely aerial view here. Coming down to turn 8. Driving through now, pedal to the metal as they come up to 9. Going up those gears. As they come out of 9, line up for 10 for the braking zone for 10. And then you've got that first DRS zone. So has he got DRS on him? He hasn't. He's just outside the DRS there, Slacky. And we've got the safety car out again. So we've got Bass is out in front, but we've got the safety car out again. So yeah, safety car is out again. So we've got Bass now coming up to turn 14 and 15. He's going to have the safety car in front of him. He's going full pelt, and he hasn't got the safety car in front of him. So I don't know what's happened, whether the safety car's actually... Can't see the safety car on the track. It is showing safety car. So Zwoof, drive-through penalty, speeding under safety car. So Zwoof's just got a time penalty for speeding under the safety car. And there it is. Yeah, there we have it. The safety car is out there. Bass now is just coming up behind that. Portman's now approaching him. So they're... This is now, I believe, safety car 6. And we are on lap 27. Well, I can safely say that I think we're looking about 80% of the race so far has been raced under safety car conditions. It's not, but as I was saying, this is the issue. Is it because the game is simulating the real world so closely? So what happens is, if there's any sort of collision or a car skids off the track, comes off the track, is this the issue that's causing this safety car? So this is something that obviously needs to be discussed. And as I said, obviously to everyone that's watching, I mean, we are really pushing the game on a regular basis, because we obviously race every week. We do a full GP every week on a Thursday night, and do you think we're just showing the pressure points of this of the software when it comes to multiplayer gaming? Yeah. When it comes round, then there's just issues. No, I understand completely what you're saying on there. I mean, you know, it is frustrating, and it is frustrating, as I say, for the drivers, but it is also frustrating, obviously, for those that are viewing as well. Yeah, definitely. No, we definitely saw that, and there was some great, obviously, competition and racing between you guys there, without any shadow of a doubt. It was great. It was good to see. And that's ultimately what we do want to see, as you say, is that close racing. So it is frustrating, unfortunately, when we do have these situations. Safety car.
Yeah, racing at full speed, side by sides through the corners. That's Formula 1 racing. That's the way I like it, you know. Not winning by 40, 50 seconds a gap, but side by side and close racing. That's the way I like to see it on Formula 1.
Yeah, and it's certainly far more enjoyable from a spectator point of view. And I've got to say, from a
Definitely.
commentary point of view as well.
Yep, true.
So here we are. I think Bass is backing them up. I think he's hopeful that the safety car is going to be going in. We are, yeah, it looks like the safety car is going in as we're now approaching turn 14. Bass did back them up somewhat there. Don't think he's getting the start that he wanted.
For the 6th time.
Yeah, and he's off. He's not doing too bad.
No, not really.
About a half second gap there.
Too early, I think.
Now your preferred, I noticed your preferred angle of attack on this is on the right hand side.
Yep.
Is that because it lines you up
Avoiding
better for turns 2 and 3?
Sorry, what did you say?
Is that because you think it lines you up better for turn 2 and 3?
Yeah.
Okay, as we're coming now through the long chicane of 5, 6 and 7. This is where you've got to really be careful as you're coming out of 7. Because you want to line up to get that straight line into braking point of turn 8 as you come round that apex.
Speed. Yeah, definitely. As hard as you can.
He's definitely pulling away. He's doing some great situation there. Oh, we had a situation earlier which I thought was quite amusing. We had Zwoof seem to go out on a set of wet tyres.
Oh no, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he was out, and he actually went round on a set of wet tyres, and then came in and changed it. So I don't know what happened there, but that was quite amusing. I was going through the tyres. Oh, it's super soft, soft. Some people were going on to mediums and then changing their idea, but yeah, Zwoof actually went out on a set of wet tyres, which was for a lap, which was quite amusing.
I think a big mistake of him.
Okay, so John is half a second behind Mercedes there of Portmer as it stands at this moment in time. So coming on start-finish straight down to turn 1. Slack is very close behind there as well. So we've got John's looking to try and get on the inside there, I think, at turn 1.
Yeah, slipstreaming.
Not quite much. He's just in the slipstream there, obviously. Come round. Oh, looks like Stoner's challenging there on the Red Bull. The Hassa Stoner there is trying to challenge the Red Bull of Grim. Coming through turns 5, 6, 7. Down to turn 8 now. Certainly putting the pressure on him there. Definitely putting the pressure there on Grim. So he's got the DRS there. Have they opened up the DRS? No. Yeah, no, yeah they have. One of them did. No, they didn't. No, it was closed. 11-12. Back straight. Oh! Oh dear, he's come off there, he went wide. That's allowed the Williams now to go through of Slim Shamy. So unfortunately, John's lost position there. Slacky on the Renaults, they're really putting the pressure on him now as well. Slim's gone through. So I don't know what happened there, but it looked like, I think one of the drivers went wide. Oh, 3 abreast as they come into turn 1. This is brave. There's Slacky, and Slacky's taking full advantage on there. He's moved out. They pushed out the Sauber there. Looks like they pushed out the Sauber of Phenomenon. So now Slacky's moving up there. And that's Buddha. Slim Shamy there. Oh wow, this is really... Slacky's now moved up into 3rd place. Slacky took the challenge there on turn 1, took full advantage, put the other drivers off, and then took advantage as he came through. So fantastic bit of overtaking and manoeuvring there. He's now pushed the Renault up into 3rd place. Red Bull there of Grim is in 4th. He's hotly pursued by Stoner, and Stoner was the one that lost it on the Haas on one of the turns there. So we've got Bass now starting to pull away on his lead in 1st place in the Ferrari. So we've now got about a 3-4 second gap now to Slacky in 2nd place. Slacky's now moved up into 2nd place, 4 second gap. Portman's pushing him on the turn 1, so they're coming into turn 1 now. Let's see what happens. Through turn 1, 2 and 3. So he's starting to pull away now from the Mercedes of Portman. So there's still half a second in it, so it is close. We've then got Grim in the Red Bull half a second behind him, and then Stoner 100th of a second behind him. So 2nd to 5. Some really close racing going on here. Let's go with Stoner now. It's coming up on the Red Bull there of Grim, and he's all over the gearbox here. Let's quickly do a little bit of in-car and let's show how close he is to this guy. So he's opened up the DRS there. Coming up to turn 11. A sweeping round here. Oh, it's so close. Full speed now. Coming round 13. Watch that braking point. Into turn 13, straighten up for 14. So there really is some really close racing going on here. 200ths of a second between these two guys. Coming to 14-15. We're now going to come up to the 2nd DRS point. We've got that long start finish straight. Is the Haas going to have the ability to overtake this Red Bull? Sector 2. There he goes. He's pulling out. He's pulling out. Coming at turn 1, and he's not taking advantage of it. Yeah. So he's just following him through now. So he's going to wait, he's going to bide his time, wait for the right time. He's got the first DRS point that will be coming up between turns 10 and 11. So if he stays nicely behind him here, as they come through 5, 6 and 7 into turn 8, he wants to be right up the gearbox of this Red Bull as they come into turn 9, break into turn 10. This is where you can win or lose it, and he's close enough behind. Is he there? Is he there? He's 400 seconds behind. Oh, and he's coming out of turn now. Is he going to take him on turn 11? He's got the inside line, and they've touched. They've locked. And he hasn't gone through. No, he hasn't gone through. No, they're pushing. He's still pushing. This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. Have they taken any damage there? He's then going on the inside again as they come out now to turn 14. He's got the start finish straight. Second DRS point now. Sector 2. Is he going to be able to come up behind him? He's not close enough behind him. Yeah, he's just not close enough to take advantage. Let's go back now. We're having a bit of competition here between the Renault and the Sauber. Buddha there has moved up. I think he overtook the Force India there of Ang and Nicky. I'm not too sure. And we've got this. We'll stay with Stoner onto Grimm, because Grimm now is only half a second behind Portmer in the Mercedes. So we've got the Red Bull closing down on the Mercedes, and then we've got the Haas all over the gearbox of the Red Bull. So this is pretty close racing. Bass now pulling out that lead. He's got a 5-second lead now on second place Slacky. Slacky's got a 2.5 second lead on third place Portmer in the Mercedes. Let's go with Grimm now. So Grimm closing down on Portmer. Still about half a second gap between these three drivers, Portmer, Grimm and Stoner. Got Peter F1. Yeah, I mean, so as you can see, we've got Bass on the super softs there, Slacky on the softs, Portmer is on the mediums. So Portmer has actually dropped back now. I would say, yeah, I could see that there was a lot of drivers putting on the mediums, and because of the amount of safety cars, I was looking at that and I was thinking, are they going to be looking to go to the end of the race? Now, obviously, if they are, then that puts Portmer in a pretty good position, but he wants to maintain that third place. He doesn't want to lose it. He certainly doesn't want to go down any further. Yeah, so everyone's pitting on that one. We had quite a number of pit stops. Most of the drivers have done sort of the regular pit stops. I think most of them have done one, and we're probably going to see... Yeah, we've got 2s and 3s. So most of the drivers have done 2, 3, you can see 4 there with Zwoof. So then again, he had that little mistake with putting the wets on, so that's hardly surprising. Yeah, there was certainly a lot of damage happening out there, that's for sure. A lot of collision. Okay, so let's run with this now. Settle down a little bit. We've still got Grimm applying the pressure there on Stoner. So Grimm is really not giving in at all. Stoner obviously applying the pressure there on Portmer in the Mercedes. Let's go with this. So we've got Gamble here coming down the first start-finish straight on the McLaren, coming up to the Red Bull as Zwoof as they come into turn 1. Has he got the... he's not going to overtake him on this, but he's certainly close behind there. 0.04 of a second on there. Looks like Slim's starting to move up on the Red Bull as well. Go with that. So Slim now is trying to kiss the back tyres of Grimm in the Red Bull there in front of him. Yeah. We'll see what happens because Tim's been putting in some fairly solid racing. So let's see what happens as they come down. In the start-finish straight, it's got the DRS. It's going on to the right-hand side here as they come into turn 1. Is he going to take advantage? No. Grim just shuts the door on him straight away on turn 1. He's just not being able to take advantage of those tyres. So Gamble has now passed Zwoof. They come up to turn 1. He's starting to open her up now. So that McLaren's certainly got the pace. And the McLaren is definitely opening up there. Get back with Slim now because he's only 200 behind Red Bull there. So as we said, super softs against mediums. Grim is certainly shutting the door on him, but Slim keeps coming back. Oh, we've got Stoner now, just under a second behind Portmer in the Mercedes. So again, we've got another situation there. Portmer's in the mediums. Stoner's come in now, so he's out. So Slacky's still in second place. He's now 4 seconds behind Bass, who's in first place. Portmer's 3 seconds behind him in the Mercedes. We didn't have Grim in the Red Bull. He's got a lot of pressure coming on him from Slim in the Williams as they come up to... It's close. So they're coming through turns 5, 6 and 7 now. Sweeping round 6, 7, down to 8. So they'll be hitting the second DRS point when they come round turn 10. So they're just coming up to turn 9. Braking now into turn 10. He's got the DRS. He has. Yes, he has. Has he got the pace though? They're coming up to turn 11. These are the sweeping turns, 11, 12, 13. Sweep round to the right, straighten it up a little bit. Braking zone for 13. Yeah, he is definitely putting up a good defence. So Grim's certainly putting up a good defence there against the Williams and Slim. Got Zwoof now that seems to be closing in again on Gamble, so these guys have been fighting it out here past a few laps. Gamble overtook Zwoof, but Zwoof is closing down quite aggressively on the McLaren there. So the Red Bull is certainly applying the pressure. And he's now on the softs, so they're all on the softs now. Try and take him. Yeah, he's pitted. Renault's coming as well. That might be Buddha. Okay, so we're having a few pit stops happening, so there's a little bit of intermediate pit stops happening. We're on lap 39 of 57 as it stands at this moment in time. Coming out to turn 10. Oh, and the Haas slides round the corner there, Stoner. He's trying to close in the gap on the Red Bull there as Zwoof. Still managed to keep within the DRS. So it's certainly a hard fighting game between these two here. But that Haas is really chasing down that Red Bull there. Slim Shamy and Grims though still battle there. There's still Slim's still all over the back of that Red Bull there, but Grimm's managing to hold him off and close the door every time he looks to try and do an overtake on him. So Grimm's on 3 stops, Slim's on 2 stops. So Grimm is certainly going to be looking to try and get to the end of the race, I think, on these medium tyres. And Williams there is really putting the pressure. He's putting the pressure now. He's coming to turn 11. He's right on the back of him. He's really laying it on now. Oh, this is really hard racing. And bearing in mind, you know, he's having to put, he's putting a lot of pressure on those tyres. Are we likely to see Slim come in and pit again? Only on the super softs. Oh, what's happening there? And yeah, looks like Slacky's come into the pits. Yeah, Slacky's come into the pits. Slim's now moved up into 2nd place. John in the Haas is now in 3rd place. Boyke in the Sauber is in 4th place. So we've got a lot of people pitting, so there's going to be a little bit of change. Grimm came in as well, as I thought. So Grimm's now gone on to the softs. Grimm's gone on to the softs. Slacky's gone on to the super softs. Slacky coming out there just behind Mikev. Nearly had an incident there as he came out behind the Mercedes. Certainly pretty close. Nearly had a collision there. And we have Bass now is in 5th place. Bass has done 2 stops. He's in 5th place. Okay, so this is all going to settle down a bit now because obviously things have gone a little bit out of kilter with regards to people coming into the pits. We are on lap 41. So we've only got 16 laps to go. So there's been quite a little change around here. So Portman's now coming into the pits. We have John now taking the lead. Which is interesting because John's actually on the mediums. John's on the mediums and he's done 1 stop. Well, Slim's just taken him on turn 1. He's just bashed into him. He's just taken his wing off. Slim's now slid out. Oh my God, what is he doing? Slim tried to overtake John on turn 1, took out his front wing, and he's now dropped back into 3rd place. Bass has moved up into 2nd place. I don't think Slim's going to be able to stay out there with the damage that he's caused. There was certainly damage, but whether it was damage to Slim's car or whether it was damage to John's car, I'm not too sure. I certainly saw some carbon fibre flying around. Let's see. Yeah, the damage is to John's car. On the left-hand side, front wing. So Bass is starting to close down on him now as they come to turn, where are we? Turn 11? Yeah. No, turn 4, sorry. Coming through turns 5, 6 and 7 now. Okay, so what's happening here? So Bass has now moved up into 1st place. But Bass has resumed his 1st place position. He's closely followed by John. or Slim Shamey rather, who's now overtaken John on the start-finish straight. Sauber there's trying to get a look in. The Sauber of Boyke's trying to get a look in there on John's now. Slim's losing it on turn 1 into turn 2. He's okay. Straightened it up. And now John. I'm still not too sure whether John's actually got damage on that wing or not. I think he has, yeah, because he's getting overtaken by the Sauber. He has definitely got damage on that front wing. Definitely got damage on that front wing. So John's now been overtaken by Boyke. He's taking it back again. They're coming through the back. Oh, this is close. Boyke's desperately trying to overtake John there as it comes to turn 8, 9. So close behind him there. No, they've entered the second DRS point there between turns 10 and 11. We can try and still overtake there on that Haas there. This is really mixed things up a bit. I don't think John's going to want to pit. He's going to try and stay out, but he's going. Look, Sauber's going to have pressure on here. They're coming down that straight. He's got no front line speed. No, and the Sauber has overtaken John there. So Boyke is now moved on to third position, overtaking John. Really, John needs to make a decision here. He's got 15 laps to go. Well, 14 laps to go. Does he pit, or does he try and stay out and maintain his position? Because he's clearly underpowered. He hasn't got the downforce. I think he is going to try and finish the race. I would be inclined to agree with you there. So there we have Bass in the Ferrari in first place. He's followed by Slim Shamey now in the Williams, who's just over 2 seconds behind him in the Williams. Then they have Boyke in the Sauber in third place. John F1 in the Haas in fourth place. Portmer in the Mercedes is in fifth place. Slacky in the Renault, oh dear, going slightly off track there, is in sixth place. Grimm is in seventh place, still closely followed by Stoner, who's in eighth place. So they're still battling out, those two. So a real battle royale going on there between Stoner in the Haas and Red Bull there with Grimm. Turn 11, he's certainly all over the back of him, but Grimm just seems to be closing the door on him every single time. Then we have Zwoof in 9th position. He's being closely pursued by Buddha in the Renault, 10th position. Then we have Maikeb in the Mercedes, closely following the Renault Buddha, 11th position. We have Peter F1 in the Williams in 12th position. Anganiki in the Force India in 13th. Gamble is down in 14th position in the McLaren. Miguel still in there in the Toro Rosso in 15th position, and Phenomenon in the Sauber in 16th position. Oh, hang on, Boyke's overtaking there. So Boyke is now overtaken. No. Looks like one of them was pitted on there. Yeah, Slim Shamey's pitted, yeah. So that's what happened, is Slim went into the pits there, which then released Boyke to go into second position. So this is a fantastic, I mean, if Sauber can, if Boyke can maintain this in the Sauber, it'd be fantastic for them. Great set of points for the driver and also for the team as well. But that said, we've still got 12 laps to go. Anything can still happen. Anything can happen. So we really can see the gap now closing down. The gap is closing down. We've got John closing down the gap. We've got Portmer closing down the gap on John. And to be quite honest with you, with the damage that John's got on that front wing, I'd highly expect the Mercedes to be overtaking that Haas very, very soon. And then behind Portmer, we've got Slacky. Oh, and Slacky's gone off the track there. Oh dear. He's back on again. Fortunately, there's yeah, and the McLaren's now, sorry, the Mercedes now making the move on the Haas. Yeah, so he's overtaking the Haas there as they come into the start-finish straight, second DRS point. Slacky now is behind John. Slacky is undoubtedly going to be looking to put a move on him, possibly before turn 1. Yes, he is. He's trying to put a move on him. Oh no! Slacky's gone into the side of John. He's gone into his back tyres. He hasn't spun him out, but that has undoubtedly given Slacky damage on his front wing. He's trying again. He's trying again, and he's taken him. He's taken him. Yeah, and John's taken it back. Has John taken it back? No, he hasn't. Yes, he has. Oh, they're side by side. Look at this. Oh my God, they're coming down to turn 8 now, and yeah, Slacky's moved ahead. So Slacky has managed to hold now. So he's overtaken them. Slacky has overtaken them. John just hasn't got the grip. He's just lost too much on that front end. It was a decision, you know. Does he come in? Does he not? I mean, it's too late now. Even if he comes in now, he's going to lose all those positions. But again, he's going to lose positions anyway because he just hasn't got the speed or the grip through the corners. Yeah, big time. To stay out, he's now got Grim in the Red Bull bearing down on him, and behind Grim you've then got Stoner in the second Haas bearing down on him. So Stoner's looking to take advantage of this because obviously Grim is going to be slowed down by John. Oh, John's now coming in, so John has now come in. It looks like he's going to make that change now. So John's come in. Grim's still bearing down on the Red Bull there as they come into turn 1. I don't think John was left with you know, much choice there. He was losing too much power, too much downforce, and getting overtaken. So let's move up here. We've got Slacky now is applying the pressure to Boyke. Boyke now in 3rd position. Portmer in the Mercedes is in 2nd position. Bass is still in 1st position. Bass has got quite a convincing lead now over Portmer. He's got 11-second lead over Portmer. Boyke's about 2 seconds behind Portmer. And Slacky's about half a second behind him. So this Renault, and then we've got Grim and Stoner. So we've got all these drivers very, very close behind each other. And he's overtaken. He's going on to turn. Yes, he's overtaken. Does he? Oh, they're touching wheels. They're touching wheels. Is he through? Is he through? Side by side as it goes through here. Oh, it's tight. Oh dear. And did he hit him? No, he had to avoid him. No, he had to avoid him. This is why we saw the sudden jerking movements there. So he's now overtaken. So Slacky is now overtaken Boyke as they come into the start-finish straight. Boyke's coming in to the pits. So we've then got Slacky followed by Stoner. Stoner moved up over Grim. Stoner's overtaken Grim on the start-finish straight into turn 1. No, he hasn't. Grim's moved back in again. Oh, this is close. This is close. So this battle, Grim and Stoner, is just unbelievable. So Grim's now in 4th position. Stoner's in 5th position. Still all over, and Grim's all over the back of Slacky in the Renault. But they're coming down to turn 10 now. On that start-finish straight, let's see what happens now, because DRS is enabled. They're all within DRS zone of each other. So we're riding with Grim now, turn 11. 12 and 13, sweeping turns here. It's close. Slacky holding that 3rd position. He's under a lot of pressure from Grim in the Red Bull in 4th. Grim's under pressure from Stoner in the Haas in 5th. So 3, 4 and 5, really nothing in it. They're coming to the start-finish straight now. Oh, yes. Stoner's overtaken Grim on the inside, but we've still got to come up to turn 1. So Stoner's taking the preferred right-hand side that Bo likes to take. That he's now moved in front. Oh, and he's moved out onto turn 1. Look at this! Oh my God! He nearly went into the back of the Renault there. He's lost position though. He's lost position. He couldn't hold the line. He was braking too late. So Stoner's actually managed to take him. So Stoner took him on turn 1 and 2. Oh, look at this. So Stoner's now closing in on Slacky. Grim's closing in on Stoner, because he's certainly not going to let him get away with that. So they're coming down to turn 8 now. There's Slacky, there's Stoner, there's Grim. And these cars are all neck and neck. Now he's trying to make a move now on Slacky, Stoner. He's going wide, he's going off the track there. Did he go all 4 wheels? They're in the second DRS point now between turns 10 and 11. Stoner is really closing down now on the Renault of Slacky there. Look at this. This is so close. On the start finish straight now. Let's see what happens. Second DRS point. Sorry, second DRS point. Coming into turn 1 now. Slacky defending his position, Stoner closely in behind him, he's not pushing it. The Grim with the Red Bull is now nearly 2 seconds behind Stoner. Stoner closing in on Slacky, so Stoner's now applying the pressure. So clearly Stoner, the Haas, is faster than the Red Bull, because he's leaving the Red Bull behind him and closing straight away immediately on the Renault. So that is a fast car there. No. Yeah, Stoner's on the softs. So he's really putting in a good show if he's on the soft tyres. Clearly that is a fast car. That Haas is fast, but then again it does have the Ferrari plant in it. Slacky's on the super softs there. We're now 10 seconds behind Bass in the Ferrari and F, so Bass is fairly safe, I think, for first place. We're on lap 51 and 57. The fight is going to be, I think, between 3rd and 4th. Although we've got Gamble just moved up on Slim Shamey. Gamble's just overtaken Slim in the Williams there. We've got Anger Nicky very closely behind Slim. So has Slim got an issue? Has Slim got problems? Are his tyres starting to play up? He's got Force India now closing down on him. Let's get back. Stoner's now overtaken Slacky. Slacky's overtaken Stoner. So there's a real fight going on between this Haas and this Renault. Places. See what they're doing. This is going to be tight. Definitely going to be tight. So Grim is bearing down there. We've now got Buddha is coming up as well. He's 18 seconds behind Grim. But he's got Gamble coming up behind him. So McLaren is closing now on the Renault of Buddha for 6th position. And he is all over the back as they come into turn 9, 10. Getting the DRS, so he's overtaken him. Is the McLaren going to be overtaken between 10 and 11? Coming up to turn 11, McLaren's going on the inside. Oh, he's dropped in behind the Renault now. He's all over the back of this Renault here of Big Bad Buddha. Then we've got the fight here with Stoner as well. They're coming down the start finish straight now to turn 1. Stoner's now overtaking Slacky. Has he managed? Is he going to hold it? No, Slacky's taken the place back. Now Stoner's taking it. Slacky's taking it. Out, and they're still there. Oh, look at that. So Slacky took him into turn 1. Sorry, Stoner took Slacky into turn 1. Slacky came back to turn 2 and 3. Managed to hold it. They're coming down now to turn 8. And that Renault is still managing to pull away. Stoner's still applying the pressure. See what happens in turn 10 here. He's got the DRS enabled there. Oh, Slacky's slightly offline. Got Grim moving in as well, and yes, he's overtaken him. So Stoner's now moved in ahead of Slacky, so he's overtaken him there on the DRS in turn 10. Slacky slightly went offline there on 10. Grim is now closing in on Slacky as well. So we now have Stoner in third place, and oh, Grim's offline. He's gone off. He's gone completely offline, so he'll get a time penalty for that. Yeah, Slacky just closed the door on him. Grim didn't have a choice, went off track, so he'll be getting a time penalty. Bear in mind, we still do have time penalties to come in at the end of this race, so we're not too sure how much that's going to add up to. So don't take what you see as the finishing result as being the podium or the end result, because we still have to take into account any penalties, and I would. Yeah. So we got them there coming to turn 1. Oh, look at this. They're all bouncing off each other here. Haas, Williams, McLaren. My God. So Slim's now moved ahead of Angernicki. Let's get back into the fight with Grim there. So Grim is still closing in on Slacky. We've got John now closing in on Angernicki for 9th position. Gamble, yeah. So Slim's overtaken there by Gamble. Sorry, Gamble's been overtaken by Slim in the Williams. So the Williams overtakes the McLaren there. And we've got Grim, yeah, looks like he has. Got Grim closing in on Slacky still. Yeah, he's got wing damage there. The Gamble's unfortunately running with damage. Too late to come in now. He's just going to have to try and stay out there, and you can see that he's going well offline there. So John is closing in on Angernicki, so John in the Haas is closing in on Angernicki for 8th position. Down the start finish straight now. Oh wow. Gonna take him. Coming to turn 1. Is he gonna take him? Is he gonna take? No, he hasn't. No, Angernicki manages to hold his position there. Angernicki manages to hold his position. They're coming down now. Oh, he's trying to take him again. Oh yes, Angernicki's gone offline. Has he gone offline? No, he hasn't. He's still online. 6, 7. Oh, he's trying to come down there. Turn 8 now. John's going on the inside. John's taken him now. I think John. Oh no, he's got him back now. Coming up to turn 9. Real fight going on here between John in the Haas and Angernicki in the Force India. DRS point there. Angernicki's still staying ahead of his turn 11. John is all over the back of that Force India there. Grim still applying the pressure to Slacky in the Renault in 4th position. Let's have a look. Got 2 laps to go. Grim's still fighting it out there with Slacky. Then we've got the fight here with John and the Haas. It's the Angernicki in the Force India turn 1. And he's taking him in turn 1. Is he taking him? Is he holding it? Yes, he has. Turn 2, 3. That is so close. And they've cleared. Oh no, he's hit him. Oh no. They glided on turn 3 there. So they've hit each other. There is damage to both cars there. Damage to both cars. Gamble is now closing in on John. So I think John came out. So they had a collision there, looks like on turn 3. Oh dear, and Grim going all out of condition there as he came round that corner. He must be losing the grip on those tyres. John is trying to close in again on Anganiki. Last lap as we're coming in now. So there we have Bass. Gap. Portman has closed the gap down a little bit. It was to 11 seconds. It's now down to 9.5 seconds. As Bass comes round turn 8 there. Approaching 9 and 10. John still fighting against Anganiki there. Stoner looks like did manage to overtake Slacky, because we've got Stoner in 3rd place. Couldn't have done, no, he didn't. So running through it now is our race leader coming up to turn 14, into turn 15, start finish straight. This is the last lap here. It's riding car with him, so you can see cars coming off here. Yeah, everyone's moved aside. Sauber's moved aside there. So everyone's moved aside for race winner. So it's through 5, 6 and 7. Coming down to turn 8 now. Turn 10. These guys have been so close behind each other. Let's see what happens in turn 1 here. John is making the move on Anganiki in turn 1, and it holds. Yeah, he's taken him in turn 1. Anganiki's spun off the track there, so John manages to take 8th position there from Anganiki. So riding again with Bass now, our race leader. Here we come now. Comes round the corner, turn 14 and 15, and there we have our race winner, Bass in the Ferrari. So fantastic, fantastic times there. So fastest lap was Anganiki with a 1:31.0. So nice racing there. We had a few issues obviously at the beginning of the race up till about lap 30. If I remember correctly, up to lap 30 we'd had 6 safety cars, but from lap 30 on it pretty much straightened out. There was a lot of close racing, close fighting between the drivers, so some great results there. You can see all the drivers now coming in. So Bass comes in first for Ferrari, Portman in the Mercedes comes in 2nd, Stoner in the Haas comes in 3rd, Slacky in the Renault comes in 4th, Grim in the Red Bull comes in 5th, Buddha in the Renault comes in 6th, Slim Shamey in the Williams comes in 7th, Mikeb in the Mercedes comes in 8th, John in the Haas comes in 9th, Anganiki in the Force India comes in 10th, Gamble in the McLaren 11th, Phenomenon is still yet to finish. 12th is Peter F1, Boyke 13th. Now, don't take this as red, because obviously we do have positions still to come. So we etc. to be added onto this. So we will see how the finishing results were in just a little while. Hopefully you've enjoyed the race this evening. I know that I certainly have. I'm surprised my voice has managed to hold out, which is great. So there we have our winner, Bass in the Ferrari. So fantastic job there from Bass. Second place, Portma in the Mercedes. Great result from him. And Haas, what a fantastic result there from Stoner in third place in the Haas. So our final top three: Bass is Ferrari in first place, Portma for Mercedes in second place, Stoner for Haas in third place, Slacky Renault in fourth, Grimm for Red Bull in fifth, Buddha for Renault in sixth, Williams Slim Shamey in seventh, Mercedes Mikeb eighth, Haas John in ninth, Force India Anganiki in 10th, McLaren 11, Sauber 12, 13th was Williams, 14th, and there we have it. So I hope everyone's enjoyed the race. Didn't disrupt your enjoyment of the broadcast too much, and hopefully you can join us again next week when we'll be doing what? Where are we racing next week? Russia. So we have Russia next week. So please join us for Russia next week. Any comments, please do send them through. We'll be more than happy to hear from you. Thank you very much. Hope you've enjoyed it as much as we had. Thanks a lot. Bye bye now.